Hello, I'm your friend, Teacher Sam. I will teach you how to learn grammar, vocabulary, and speaking at once. It's like why learn to bake a cake one ingredient at a time, right? We're going to mix it all up, bake it together, and before you know it, bam! You're speaking beautiful, confident English. Now I know what you might be thinking. Learning grammar? That's like watching paint dry. But trust me, we're going to make it fun, engaging, maybe even, dare I say it, enjoyable. Get ready to unlock a whole new level of communication skills. Let's do this. Okay, let's talk grammar. I know, sometimes it feels like a bunch of stuffy rules some guys in powdered wigs came up with just to make life complicated. But here's the thing, grammar is actually your secret weapon. It's like having the blueprints to build a super awesome, grammatically sound skyscraper of communication. Think about it this way, you wouldn't build a house without a solid foundation, right? Well, grammar is the foundation of language. It gives your sentences structure, makes your meaning clear, and prevents you from sounding like you just rolled out of bed after a long night of... well, you get the idea. So, where do we start? Let's talk about the basics. The heavy hitters, the MVPs of the grammar world, nouns and verbs. Nouns, they're your people, places, and things. Verbs, they're the action, the excitement. The verbs are what those nouns are getting up to. Now let's take a simple sentence. The cat sat. See? Cat, that's our noun, our furry little friend. Sat, that's the action, the verb. Our feline pal is taking a load off. Simple, right? But here's where the magic happens. We can build on this foundation, add some descriptive words, maybe throw in an adverb or two, and suddenly our sentence transforms into something much more interesting. Like, the fluffy ginger cat sat gracefully on the windowsill, gazing out at the bustling street below. See, same basic structure, but now we've painted a picture with our words. And that's what grammar allows us to do. It gives us the tools to express ourselves clearly, creatively, and with confidence. It's about understanding the rules so you can bend them, break them, and make the language your own. So don't be afraid of grammar, my friend. Embrace it. It's your key to unlocking a whole world of possibilities in the English language. All right, let's talk vocabulary. It's time to ditch those tired old words and inject some serious power into your vocabulary arsenal. Think of it like this. Every new word you learn is a tool in your tool belt, ready to help you communicate with more precision, more nuance, and more impact. Now I know what you might be thinking. Memorizing word lists? That's about as fun as watching paint dry, again. But fear not, my friend. We're not going to be cramming our brains with dry definitions and obscure terms you'll never use in real life. Instead, we're going to learn vocabulary in context, the way you naturally pick up new words in your native language. We're going to immerse ourselves in real-world situations, from ordering coffee to giving a presentation, and learn the words and phrases that will make you sound like a native speaker. One of the best ways to expand your vocabulary is to read, read, read. And I don't just mean textbooks and grammar guides, although those are great too. Read anything that interests you. Novels, magazines, blogs, even comic books. The more you expose yourself to different writing styles and vocabulary, the more words you'll naturally absorb. Another great way to supercharge your vocabulary is to embrace the power of context clues. When you come across a word you don't know, don't immediately reach for the dictionary. Instead, try to figure out the meaning from the surrounding words and sentences. This will not only help you understand the word in that specific instance, but it will also help you remember it in the long run. And here's a little secret weapon: synonyms. Instead of using the same old tired words over and over again, challenge yourself to find different ways to express the same idea. For example, instead of saying good, try excellent, fantastic, or outstanding. See? Your vocabulary just got a whole lot more interesting. Remember, building a strong vocabulary is a journey, not a race. So be patient with yourself, have fun with it, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become in using new words and expressions. Now that we've armed ourselves with a powerful vocabulary, let's move on to the final piece of the puzzle: speaking. Okay, it's time to talk about the big kahuna, the main event, the reason we're all here, speaking English fluently and confidently. This is where all the hard work we've put into grammar and vocabulary really pays off. But let's be real, speaking a new language can be nerve-wracking. It's like you have all these amazing thoughts swirling around in your head, but when it comes time to actually open your mouth and speak, it all comes out sounding like, well, not your best work. But fear not, my friend, because I'm here to tell you that speaking English confidently is a skill that can be learned, just like playing the guitar or riding a bike. It takes practice, it takes patience, and it takes a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone. So how do we do it? Well, first things first, ditch the fear. I know it's easier said than done, but trust me, the more you allow yourself to make mistakes, the faster you'll learn and improve. Think of it this way, every time you stumble over a word or mispronounce something, it's an opportunity to learn and grow. One of the best ways to improve your fluency is to simply practice speaking as much as possible. And I don't just mean practicing with textbooks or language apps, although those are great tools too. I mean getting out there and using your English in real-world situations. Talk to native speakers, join a conversation group, even just strike up a conversation with someone at the grocery store. Another powerful technique is shadowing. This is where you find a recording of a native speaker like a podcast or an audiobook, and you try to speak along with them, mimicking their pronunciation, intonation, and even their body language. It might feel a little silly at first, but trust me, it works. And here's a little secret weapon: record yourself speaking. I know it can be painful to listen to your own voice, but it's one of the most effective ways to identify areas where you can improve. Pay attention to your pronunciation, your grammar, and your fluency. Remember, the key to speaking English confidently is to be kind to yourself, celebrate your progress, and never give up on your language learning journey. You've got this. Congratulations, you've made it to the end of this video, which means you're one step closer to mastering the English language. Remember, learning grammar, vocabulary, and speaking together is like weaving a beautiful tapestry of communication. Each element complements the others, creating a rich and vibrant whole. Keep practicing, stay curious, and never be afraid to make mistakes. And hey, if you're ready to take your English skills to the next level, be sure to check out the link in the description below. It's packed with resources and tips to help you on your language learning adventure. Keep up the great work,